So dear students, so this is the last concept of your third unit. Please be patient. The suppression of stray losses is the last concept of this third unit because you can see. Okay, so already we have discussed this objective of testing and methods of testing, direct method, indirect, and what about regenerative testing? Regenerative, there is Hawkinson test here. So direct method means there is load test. So this is the no load test like a Swinburne test. Load means there is a brake test and what about brake and field test. No load means there is a no load is Swinburne test here. Swinburne test. Swinburne is test here. And this is the Hawkinson test here. Brake test we have discussed, Swinburne test, Hawkins test here. So field test already up to that, this is the load test. After that we have discussed the last concept is suppression of stray losses or no load losses. No load are constant here. Why? Because every time, so the stray losses, particularly the stray losses are anywhere not given it, but suppression of no load losses are constant losses, stray losses and ikkada same andi. So no load means generally the no load which is divide means the no load are which is classified into two types like manual loss like iron losses and what about that mechanical losses here. Again that in iron losses, history losses and eddy current losses. So here the friction losses and what about windage losses here. So the last concept is like that. So is that slide is visible to you, dear students? I have asked 5 times, but no one person is not responded here. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Saina. Okay, suppression of stray losses in a DC shunt motor test here. Suppression of stray losses in a DC shunt motor test here. Generally, the suppression of stray losses are no load losses. No load are constant. So generally, the magnetic and mechanical losses. The magnetic that iron are core, and mechanical losses together. Iron and mechanical losses together are called stray losses. Stray losses. So for the shunted compound machines, for the shunted compound DC machines, where field current is constant here, where field current is constant, so thereby the field copper losses are also constant. The field copper losses also constant. So that's why the stray losses are along with the constant field copper losses are called constant losses here. The stray losses along with the constant field copper losses are called constant losses here. Okay, that part you have to keep in mind here. Next, so as you know that this is the circuit diagraph separation of losses. So while going to separate the all losses here. So first of all, this is similar to circuit diagram speed control of DC motor. Speed control of speed control of DC shunt motor. Speed control of DC shunt motor here. So this is the experimental diagram of speed control of DC shunt motor here. So this is the field flex control method. This method is first one. This is the armature control method. But you always remember the armature control method restart position is here only. But I have kept this side. Why? Because I will tell you later. Okay. As you know that this is the input to the motor. Like what about here? There's the 220 volts DC supply, and this is the DPSC switch, double pole single throw switch. This is the fuse rating, 16 amps. So this is the voltmeter you have to consider in the laboratory. Same 0 to 300 volts. And what about this is the 0 to 1. So this 0 to 1 by R, 1 by 2, 1 or 2. You have to take that field current. So this is the field rheostat. So you have to keep the rheostat in minimum position here. So this is the minimum position of the rheostat position. So this is the maximum position here. Otherwise you have to keep maximum. So 300 by 2 amps here. And here also this is the rheostat position is minimum. I have kept it minimum here. Why? Because I will tell you later. So this is the voltage. This is the armature voltage you have to kept here. And this is what about 0 to 20 amps here. And this is the motor armature. Okay. This is the 3 points or 3 terminals I have considered here. So but how to conduct the test here? How to conduct the test here? So first of all, if you give the DC supply, then the DPSC switch is closed here. So that is what about here? Switch on the DC supply to that motor. So if the DPSC, so with the help of DPSC switch, then you can start the 3-pin starter. Then the motor will start here. Then the motor will start. So whenever the motor will start, then you can check the motor speed with the help of the tachometer. With the help of what here? Tachometer. This is the tachometer. The speed checking purpose. This instrument can be used here. So if the speed is not equal to rated speed, then so what about here? But so with the help of tachometer, the speed is not equal to rated speed, then you can adjust the speed. But this is in Swinburne test and brake test we have done like that. But coming to speed control of DC shunt motor, so what we are doing here? So first of all, you have to so we have two methods like field flex control method, and armature voltage control method. Here. So while doing the field flex control method, we have done the test. So we have a speed control of DC motor. So we have the field current is constant. Thereby, the armature has to be measured with the speed here. So you know, so you have some relation like n proportional to EB by pi here. So but what about here? So you also write that is pi proportional to IF here. So and what about that is V minus IA RA by IF here. So like this is the relation. This is the relation you have to consider here. Like that from that I have to consider. So if the field current is constant, so you have to take the reading about this and this one here. As the speed is reduces, means that is also reduces here in the speed control method. And if the field is this is so in the suppose so when it is happened, so when you are doing the armature voltage control method, the field has to be kept constant. The field current has to be kept constant. So you have to take the reading about this is armature voltage and the speed. Here. And while conducting the field flex control method, so it has to be the armature voltage has to be constant. So you have to take the reading about what about this one? This is the second one. So these are the two. But coming to in this separation of stray losses in a DC motor test. So what we'll do here? So first of all, we have the two readings like the FEs. I have kept the FEs like 0.8 amps. So this is this value is fixed here. So how to fix this value? Suppose after given the DC supply to that motor, then you can adjust the motor rheostat. So whenever the motor rheostat can be adjusted, the speed is also adjusted here. Suppose like what about here? The speed is 15 rpm. My field current is 8.8 amps. So what we'll do here? So my field current is 0.8 amps. The 15 rpm. No need to disturb the rheostat here. No need to disturb the rheostat. Then you can take the then the field current here fixed. That's 0.8 amps. So this is the first reading you have to consider here. Next, this is the rated field current. Suppose next you have to take the reduced field current. So you have to reduce field current means again you have to adjust the field current like 0.7 amps. You can adjust the 0.7 amps. Then so you have to take the readings about while adjust the adjust the armature voltage and thereby the speed. Then you can get the various values of that armature voltage and the speed. So these are the with the different field currents here. With the different field currents. So these are the experimental values of this field current like that here. So this is the observation table of field control method and armature control method here. So in that armature control method, the field current has to be constant here. But I have measured what about here? So I am taking only one reading. So just I am taking here the field current. So I have to take this. How to done this experiment? Suppose I have to take 0.8 amps. So here the 0.8 amps is constant here. There is no change of 0.8 amps here. So but how to fix this value here? Suppose so whenever the DC supply is given to this DPST switch is closed, then 3-point starter is connected here. So then so here you have to assume the maximum current here I have to assume 0 to 1 amp. So 0 to 1 amp means what will do here? So we can adjust the rheostat here. Then I have keep the rheostat some minimum to max. So I have adjust the rheostat from minimum to maximum. So whenever the speed is whenever the field current is 0.8, so you have to take the speed here. So that is 15 rpm. Just I have get 15 rpm. That at that I get the field current 0.8 amps here. So I have kept the 0.8 amps. Otherwise, you can take. So you have fixed. So you have assumed like 0.8 amps as field current. So whatever the speed, like 1600 rpm, like 15 rpm, then you can take the reading about here. So the speed will be at 0.8, 1600 rpm like that. Just I'm assuming like that here. So like what about here? So in that you have to assume like 0.8 amps here. Otherwise, you can take the field current. It means what about here? So the field current has to be like 1400 rpm. So 1400 means 0.8 amps means. So the armature voltage has to be like what about here? The field current is fixed means the armature voltage has to be increases here. So what about here? Like 100 volts, like 200, like 150 volts, like 180 volts, like 200 volts, like that. So the speed is also increases like that 1400, 1500, 1600, and what about here 1700 like that here. So the armature current is also increases here like armature current here like 3 amps, like 4 amps, like 6.5 amps, like 8.9 amps like that here. So then these are the readings of this field control method. So coming to armature control method, so you have to reduce the field current like 0.8, so then 0.7 amps. So this is also fixed here. Then again you have to take the readings about these all values here. So at the 0.7 amps, so then you can adjust the speed again here. Then what about here? The armature voltage has to be changes here. The armature current has to be changes. The speed has to be changes here. Oh, these are the readings of this field control method and armature control method. But one more experiment will be there. I have taken here like that. That is B, IA, and what about N, and what about WS? There is a stray losses WS by N here. WS by N here. WS by N. These are the readings of this. Please, all of you note this all. These are all most important here. This is the serial number. Okay. So at 220 volt, this is the at 220 voltage, the constant, the current is 0.6 amps. The speed is what about 1500 rpm here. So you have to take the readings, you have to get this WS value, and after getting the WS, then WS by N, this value here. You know the N and you know the WS. But how to get the WS? So here that here the field current is what about, you have to assume the field current is 0.8 amps. This is the first reading. So similarly, the same you have to take the same readings here, like that. So here the field current is 0.7 amps here. So V IA, and what about N? WS N, WS by N here. WS by N. Then you can get then you can get to 220. Like this IA value and N value and this values. So if the field current has to be here reduces, means my speed will be here 600 rpm, not 1500. So because the field is reduces here compared to this. So you have to take these two readings here. So there is a rated field current. This is the rated field current. This is the reduced field current here. This one is what about here? This is the reduced field current here. So these two values are most important here. Okay. So now coming to this point here. Yeah. Here. So in that suppression of losses means core losses and what about mechanical losses, and that hysteresis losses here and eddy current losses here, and in that friction losses, and what about here windage losses here. So history losses here, the WH which is equal to eta B max 1.6 FB. The eddy current losses, that is equal to some constant into B max square F square T square and B. There is V square also. Some books it is given. Actually the V is the value of the core. So from that I will write you here. So you always remember here, that means if you assume these all points here, if you assume this all points means the core losses here. So that is what about, that is here H, that is means if you assume this eta steam is coefficient B max and these all constant here. So you have to take WH equal to CF here, CF, and W equal to what about here DF square. So finally the iron losses, this core losses are represented by Wi. So the Wi which is equal to the combination of hysteresis plus eddy current losses, that is equal to what about CF plus DF square. So this is the most important one. And similarly here also the mechanical losses here. But so one point you have to remember, the frequency here, that is what about the frequency of flux reversal depends on the speed here. The frequency of flux reversal depends on the speed which is proportional to speed here. That's why instead of frequency I am writing here Cn dn square here. Cn dn square, that is equal to what about the iron losses here. This is most important one. So similarly the mechanical losses are there is what about here the friction windage losses. The combination of friction plus windage losses, there is mechanical losses here. The mechanical losses here, that is equal to the friction always depends on the which is proportional to the speed of the motor armature, and that is what about here. So you have to take like A n plus what about here B n square here. So the windage losses, that is square of the speed here. So this is the mechanical losses here. So this is the second equation. So from 192, then you can get what about from 192, then you can get then you can get what about here the total losses here. That is what about the constant losses here. The constant losses which are equal to otherwise the stray losses otherwise here otherwise the total stray losses are the constant losses. You don't get confused here because the in shunt field compound machines the shunt field copper losses are constant. That's why the stray losses are nothing but in shunt machines constant losses. That's why here the combination of iron plus mechanical losses. What about iron here? This is Cn plus Dn square plus what about here An plus Bn square here. So here n square and n square you can take this common here. From this just I'm writing here here A plus C of n into there is a B plus D of n square here. That is equal to what about here? That is equal to Wc. So the Wc is the constant losses here or stray losses. Ws otherwise you can take. So the Ws is nothing but what about here? This one. You can write this is the Wsn. Okay, this is the Wsn. So the Ws which is equal to A plus C plus B plus D, A plus C into n and B plus D into n square. So you can take this n is common here. There is Ws by n. That is equal to what about here? A plus C and B plus D into n. So you can if you take this what about here? If you take the graph here, so the Ws by n. If you draw the graph Ws by n with respect to speed here, so Ws by n with respect to speed here. So you can take this is what about this is like y equal to mx plus c. Y equal to this is the y, this is the mx plus c like that here. So this is the intercept. This is a plus c is the intercept of this graph here, and b plus d of n is the slope of the curve here. The slope of the curve here. Okay. This is at rated field current. This is at rated field current. If the rated field current like 0.8 amps. If the field current is has to be reduces some value, so then what happened here? So then if the speed is increases means the field current is the speed is increases means whatever the field current is reduces. So that's why I can take here this next one. So this is the reduced field current here. The reduced field current, so this one. So here, but if the field current is reduces means the B max has to be changes here because so the field current always depends on the B max, that is maximum flux density is changes here. So if the maximum flux density is changes means the C value can be changes. So similarly the D values can be changes. That's why. So you can get what about here? You can get instead of Ws here it means what about the Ws by n. The Ws by n that is equal to A plus C dash plus B plus D dash into n square here. Because what about so if the reduced so if the rated field current, then you can get this equation. If the reduced field current, the C dash and D dash here because of the maximum flux density. So because of the field current means the so in the field means the field density changes means so thereby what happened here, the constant parameter the C and D value changes here because of these values. So then C dash, so C will be changed to C dash and D will be changed to C dash because of the reduced field current. So then you can get A plus C dash so and B plus D dash. The A and B is same here. There is no change of this friction windage losses here. So these are the things already written here, but I want to explain here. At a given excitation, so the friction losses are the friction losses and hysteresis losses. At a given excitation, the friction losses and the hysteresis losses are proportional to the speed here. The friction losses and hysteresis losses are proportional to speed. So windage losses and eddy current losses are on the other hand are both are proportional to square of the speed here. So hence for given excitation there is field current we have. The field current is one we have friction losses that is An, windage losses Bn square, hysteresis losses and Cn and eddy current losses Dn square. What about here where n equal to speed here? That is for a motor on no load. What I am saying here? So the motor on no load, that is the power input to the armature is what about here? the power input to the armature, the total input is given to the motor is compensate the losses. The total input to the armature is compensate the losses means, so what about the total input? The total input equal to, that is what about here, the total, so that is from motor on no load. So if you run the motor on no load, the power input to the armature is the sum of the armature copper losses and above losses here. Above losses mean this. So like what about the total input which is equal to constant losses plus armature copper losses. So like that. So the constant losses are nothing but here Ws here. And what about the armature copper losses are here Ia square Ra. So what about the total input here? V into I naught. So the motor is under no load here. V into I naught, that is equal to like this one. That is what about the V into I naught, that is equal to Ws plus Ia square Ra. From the time I am going to find out this, what about Ws, that is equal to what about here V into I naught Ia square Ra here. So already we got these readings here. Like what about here these readings? So this is the V, Ia, and what about here Ws by N. These readings. At field is what about 0.8. This is the rated field current here. So this is the 220 voltage. That Ia is what about 0.6 amps. So that is Ws is some value. And Ws, how to get this Ws? That is V into I naught. That is what about Ia naught. So that is V into I naught Ia square Ra. From that you can get this value. So after getting this, you know the speed here. So you know the speed. You can also get the speed here. N Ws, that is Ws by N here. So you know that V, you know the Ia. So you know the N and easily find out the Ws here. So from this observation, from this test results, we can determine this Ws. After getting the Ws, then you can divide this. You can separate the all losses here. You can separate the all losses means like A, B, C, D here. Okay. So the power input to the armature is V into I naught in watts. The armature copper loss is what about I naught square Ra in watts. So there is what about here. So the same thing here. So from this expression, so there is what about here V into I naught which is equal to, so here there is already you know. So there is what about here. So there is V into I naught minus Ia square Ra equal to, that is what about this one. That is power input to the armature is V into I naught. This is the V into I naught. Armature copper losses, that is I naught square Ra, like that I naught square Ra. So from that, so this total, so there is what about the total input, that is equal to total losses here. But what about the stray losses here? So you have to write here the stray losses which are equal to this one, V into I naught minus Ia naught square Ra. So that, but what about the Ws here? The Ws equal to this one. This total thing is what about here Ws. Already we got this one. Oh, this is Ws here. This Ws equal to what here? This one. That is Ws equal to A plus C of N plus B plus D of N square here. So same thing here. This is N square. Sorry. So there is what about here? Oh, this is the Ws by N. Thus finally, so you know this total thing is what about Ws here? So here you can the N, you can bring the common here. So there is Ws by N which is equal to A plus E plus B plus D of N here. Oh, this. So it is for only rated field current. This is rated field current. Suppose if you reduce the field current like 0.8 to 0.7, my speed has to be increases here. So thereby the values has to be changes here again. So then you can get the curve here. Like you can then you can get the curve. So that is Ws by N and W, that is N. Then this is the rated field current. This is the reduced field current here. Okay. So the graph between the W by N, that is Ws by N, and N is the straight line. So like the graph between the like this is W by S by N and N is the like rated field current. So from which A plus C and B plus D can be found. That A plus C is the this one. So the B plus D is the A plus C is the intercept of this graph, and V plus D is the slope of the curve here. So in order to find A, B, C, D separately, let the field current is to be changed, reduced value, that is field current, and kept constant at that value, that is field current. So and the voltage is applied to the armature as before here. So we have, there is what about here? So we have to take, there is a rate. This is the rated field current, that is at 0.8. But at reduced field current 0.7, then you can get what about here? These values. Already I explained this A plus C dash and B plus D dash. So at the reduced excitation means at the reduced field current. So the friction medial losses also still are AN and BN. So there is no change of these two. So but still losses becomes C dash N and eddy current losses becomes D dash N square. So we can now obtain A plus C and B plus D as before here. So thereby C by C dash, which is flux at normal excitation at reduced excitation, D by D dash flux at normal excitation at reduced excitation. So we determine the ratio of flux at normal excitation, flux at reduced excitation. We can find this what about here? A, B, C, D and C dash and D dash here. But how to get this all values here? So simply here. So from these two relations, this is the second one. This is the first one. So from this 1 and 2, then you can get what about here? So from 1 and 2, you can get A and B values. A, B values easily you can get. So there is A and B get be cancelled. You can get C and D values here. But what about the C dash and E dash? So you have another formula. There is what about here? That is C by C dash equal to generally the C equal to B max 1.6. So this B max dash that is 1.6 here. That is equal to what here? That is equal to IF by, that is what about IF by IF dash 1.6 here. So next what about D by D dash equal to what here? B max square here, B max dash, that is equal to IF by IF dash whole square here. So D dash means what about here? The D dash which is represented for windage losses, like what about the windage losses here? Okay. These are the values. So already have written here the flux at normal excitation, flux at reduced excitation. Reduced means this field current. So normal excitation means this is IF here. This is the rated field current. Reduced excitation means there is IF dash here. Okay. Here up to that, this is the last separation of loss is the separation of losses in. So there is what about here? So the A represents the history losses and B is the eddy current losses, C is the what about here? Same thing, A, B, C, D, and these are the to reduce excitation. These are the values of this all. So this A, B, C, D are the, so we can find different, so we can find individually. So here, so from this, so while after conducting the separation of stray losses in a DC motor test, so we have separated A means there is a history losses, B means eddy current losses, there is, so not E. So there is a friction, B means windage losses, and C means what about history losses, and D means what about eddy current losses here. Okay. So these are all, these losses are separated here after conducting the test. So if you have any doubts, you just ask me. So actually thank you for your patience. 11:33. Up to that the third unit is completed here. So if you want to, so up to that the third unit is completed here. Third chapter is completed here. So otherwise, if you have any doubts from this unit, you just give a you just put a message on my WhatsApp number. So my WhatsApp number is 9441110 Okay. Next class we'll discuss the fourth unit, that is transformers. Please don't miss the class. Single phase transformers here. This is the most important concept. Please don't miss the introduction class here. Okay. Thank you, one and all. If you have any doubts, you just ask me. Just wait. I'm going to take the attendance.